Wow. I had a feeling Joe Biden was gonna win, but I can't help but think of how there must be a mathematical or numerical explanation to this occurrence. I want to further understand the rationale behind Biden or any presidential candidate winning an election.
Fortunately, there is. In fact, it has a lot to do with a concept called game theory.
Game theory? What's that?
Game theory, as defined in Investopedia, is the theoretical framework for conceiving social situations among competing players. This entails that it focuses on the essence of strategy, how it works, etc. It also expounds on the behavior and circumstances regarding competitors in a strategic setting. Studying the concept of game theory would allow one to make better decisions or understand why decisions were made in certain situations. But to understand game theory better, you have to know what certain terms mean. In game theory, there are players who are usually the strategic decision makers within the context of a certain game. The next is strategy, which is the player's plan of action given a set of circumstances that may arise during a game. What the player receives from arriving at a particular outcome is called a payoff. An information set is the available information that the player receives at any given point of a game. And lastly, equilibrium is the point in a game where both players have made their decisions and an outcome is reached. Now, why is studying or knowing about game theory so significant? It's because since it can improve one's decision making, it deems highly crucial in regards to politics and even economics. To be able to secure a nation's progress, wise decisions must be made economically and politically to yield development. It can even be useful in a personal sense, such as decision making in one's day to day activities.
I never knew decision making has that kind of substance to it. It's actually more relevant than I thought it was. But how did the concept of game theory come to be?
You know, two-person games and strategic explanation behind each one's decision-making in the game has actually been discussed even before the concept of game theory was even established. This is proven through a letter being exchanged in 1713 by Charles Waldegrave, who analyzed a game called Lear. Waldegrave provided a minimax mixed strategy solution to a two-person version of the card game, and the problem is now known as the Waldegrave problem. Then in 1913, Ernst Zermelo published on an application of set theory to the theory of the game of chess, which proved that the optimal strategy of chess is strictly determined. In 1938, the Danish mathematical economist Frederick Zouthen proved that the mathematical model had a winning strategy by using Brouwer's fixed point theorem. Game